They know when you're good. Yep. Okay. All right, folks. This time we'll call our July 9th, 2024 meeting to order. Could we all please stand and salute the flag? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Melissa, could you please read the sunshine statement and call the roll?
Be advised that proper notice has been given by the Township Council in accordance with the Sunshine Law in the following manner. Notice advertised in the Burlington County Times and Camden Courier Post on January 4th, 2024, and posted on the bulletin board on the same date. Mrs. Abudu? Here. Mr. Smith? Here. Mr. Jennings? Here. Mr. Lyons?
Here.
Mr. Burrell?
Here. Thank you. First up is our ordinances on second reading. These were all tabled. The public hearing was tabled at our last meeting, so I'll just ask council to reopen the public hearing. Is that correct? And do we have to do the public hearing again? Okay, and if anyone has any comments, they'll have an opportunity to do that, and then council will take action. So first up is we'll have a public hearing on ordinance 2024-15. It's a bond ordinance authorizing the acquisition of various capital equipment for the Township of Delran, appropriating the sum of $395,000, authorizing the issuance of general obligation bonds or bond anticipation notes, the Township of Delran, County of Burlington, New Jersey, in the aggregate principal amount not to exceed $375,250, making certain determinations and covenants, and authorizing certain related actions in connection with the foregoing. I'll entertain a motion to open up the floor for a public hearing.
So moved.
All in favor? Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. Our floor is open to public comment on this ordinance. Is there any comments? Seeing none, I'll ask for motion to close the floor.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. I'll now entertain a motion to adopt ordinance 2024-15.
Motion. I'll second.
Melissa, could you please call the roll?
Mrs. Abudu? Aye. Mr. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Jennings?
Aye.
Mr. Lyons?
Aye.
Mr. Burrell?
Aye, the ayes have it. Motion carries. The ordinance is adopted. Next up is ordinance 2024-16, a bond ordinance authorizing the completion of various capital improvements in and for the Township of Delran, appropriating the sum of $800,000, and authorizing the issuance of general obligation bonds or bond anticipation notes for the Township of Delran, County of Burlington, State of New Jersey, in the aggregate principal amount not to exceed $551,000, and making certain determinations and covenants, and authorizing certain related actions in the connection with the foregoing. This requires a public hearing. I'll entertain a motion to open the
So
public.
moved.
Thank you.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Our floor is open to public comment. Is there any public comment? Seeing none, I'll ask for a motion to close the floor.
So moved. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Our floor is closed. I'll now entertain the motion to adopt ordinance 2024-16.
Second.
Melissa, could you call the roll, please?
Mrs. Abudu? Aye. Mr. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Jennings?
Aye.
Mr. Lyons?
Aye.
Mr. Burrell?
Aye. The ayes have it. Motion carries. The ordinance is adopted. Next up, we have ordinance 2024-17. This is a bond ordinance authorizing the repair and replacement of sewer mains on Leon Ave in and for the Township of Delran, appropriating the sum of $3.95 million, authorizing the issuance of general obligation bonds or bond anticipation notes for the Township of Delran, County of Burlington, New Jersey, in the aggregate principal amount not to exceed $3.95 million, making certain determinations and covenants, and authorizing certain related actions in the connection with the foregoing. Motion to open the floor to public hearing.
Motion.
All in favor? Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. Our floor is open for public comment. Is there any public comment? Seeing none, I'll ask for a motion to close the floor.
Motion. I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. I'll now entertain a motion to adopt or to approve ordinance 2024-17.
Motion. Second.
Melissa, could you please call the roll?
Mrs. Abudu? Aye. Mr. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Jennings?
Aye.
Mr. Lyons?
Aye.
Mr. Burrell?
Aye. The ayes have it. Motion carries. The ordinance is adopted. Next up is ordinances on first reading. This is ordinance 2024-18, an ordinance of the Township of Delran, County of Burlington, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 269 titled Rental Property to establish Chapter 269, Article 3, Rental Registration, Section 14, Registration of Rental Properties, and Chapter 269, Article 3, Rental Registrations, Section 15, Rental Unit Inspections. I'll entertain a motion in a second.
So moved.
Second.
Melissa, could you call the roll, please?
Mr. DeFazio? Aye. Mr. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Jenny?
Aye.
Mr. Lyon?
Aye.
Mr. Burrell?
Aye. The ayes have it. Motion carries. The ordinance has been introduced. It'll be on the next meeting for second reading. Next is Resolution 2024-130, resolution of the Township Council authorizing an issuance of sale of $8.192 million of general obligation bonds, Series 2024, the Township of Delran, making certain covenants to maintain the exemption of interest of said bonds in the federal income taxation and authorizing such further actions and making certain determinations that may be appropriate to effectuate the issuance and the sale of the bonds. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Motion. I'll second.
Melissa, could you call the roll, please?
Mr. DeFazio? Mr. Smith? Mr. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Jenny?
Aye.
Mr. Lyon?
Aye.
Mr. Burrell?
Aye. The ayes have it. Motion carries. The resolution.
Mr. President, if I may. just-
Please, go ahead.
Previous action. Essentially what we're doing is we're authorizing us to go into long-term permanent financing for our past year's road projects. The long-term interest rates are bearing a much lower rate than the short-term rates are right now. So this is really to our advantage financially, towards that.
And this, for the record, has been done in past and is in good principle, good financial situation. We do this occasionally.
Absolutely.
Yep. Great. All right, next is the consent agenda for various authorizations and resolutions. Council, is there any objection to the consent agenda? Excellent. I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda and items within.
Motion.
Second.
Melissa, could you call the roll, please?
Mr. DeFazio?
Aye.
Mr. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Jenny?
Aye.
Mr. Lyon?
Aye.
Mr. Burrell?
Aye. Motion carries. The consent agenda is adopted. Resolutions and items within are approved. All right, next up, we have our reports for this evening. First up, emergency services. They are not here besides the chief. He doesn't have anything. So next is any comments from our board and committees. Don't see anybody here. With that respect, next is our administrator, Joseph Bellina. Joe, anything for public?
Mr. President, I just want to report, at this time of year, it's heavy construction time for our road program. Starting work on Cooper's Kill, and already started work. They'll be getting in earnest, if not the latter part of this week, probably next week. And then for Stewart, of course, that work has been ongoing and will probably be ongoing for much of the summer. We've come across a few obstacles with some underground sewer laterals, but we're working beyond that right now. And hopefully we'll still be done by Labor Day for Stewart,
Great.
as originally anticipated. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Joe. Next up is our clerk, Melissa Larkin, our deputy clerk is here. Do you have anything for us?
Nothing from the clerk.
Great, thank you. Next is our mayor, Mayor Ketcherbone.
Yes, thank you, Council President. So I just have two things tonight. First of which, we've been doing some work behind the scenes to get started with what will be a September 16th event. Will be our first Delran Senior Day, and we're organizing that day to help our senior citizens learn about various access to services available from the local, county, and state levels. This will be our first session, and we hope to cover senior tax freeze, veteran services, and interactions, frankly, with the township, the county, and federal government services. So moving forward, we will be continuing these events on the third Monday of September. That this year falls on the 16th, and we'll announce more details as we have some of these services firmed up from the county and federal and state folks. And I would also like to send my thoughts and prayers out to the family of Horace McCurdy. He was laid to rest today at the Lakeview Cemetery. For those of you who didn't know Horace, he was a dedicated member of the Delran Fire Department, Delran Fire Company number 1, for 80 years, including him serving as the station chief back in 1959. Horace was truly dedicated to the safety of our town. He also served as an EMT for 35 years with the emergency squad. So I just ask our Delran neighbors to take a moment, remember his incredible contribution to our town, and please keep his family in your thoughts and prayers. Thank you. That's my report.
Great. Thank you, Mayor. Next up from our solicitor's office is Jim Grace. Jim, anything?
Nothing tonight.
Great. Thank you very much. Next, members of council. First up is Councilwoman Nikki Apiadu. Councilwoman? Great. Next up is Marlo Smith. Councilman?
Quick item, the mayor mentioned, Horace McCurdy and his family. Just like to wish my sincere condolences, again, and someone with a tremendous career of service to the town of Delran in many, many capacities, and it's a tragic, terrible loss. Just wanted to make note of that. Second thing is, I just wanted to make mention of the fact that, we are in the midst of summer, and we've had a couple of heat waves. I'd just like to remind all of our residents to make sure that they're, paying special attention to the children who may be outside playing, whether or not at the park or in the backyard, or whatever. Make sure that your children are hydrated. I would also ask, folks to check in on seniors, making sure that they're, have hydration. And if they don't have air, maybe you can invite them over, to enjoy some cool air conditioning so that they don't have to suffer from so many people. Also, just the last thing is just for pets as well. I know sometimes folks don't think about pets, but make sure that they have fresh water. And if you can't get them out of the sun, get them in some either fan or some air conditioning. That would also benefit them as well. That's my end of my report.
Great. Thank you. Next up is Councilman Lynn Jenny. Councilman?
I also just wanted to mention Horace McCurdy and a great loss for our town, a person of real service. So he joined the fire department at 16 years old and spent 80 plus years serving that and the EMT. Also, the Green Team Lake Lonnie cleanup work dates. The VFW has generously supported the Green Team and helped them work on a picnic area out at Lake Lonnie. And of course, we're still developing all of the trails out there along with the fire department. The work dates will be July 13th. That's this Saturday from 9 o'clock in the morning. If the weather's bad, it may be called off, but July 13th will be the first, August 10th, September 21st, and October 20th. And we'll mention those again, but it's an opportunity for people to jump in and help work and bring Lake Lonnie back to a wonderful place that we can visit and spend time with our families. That's my report. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Next up is the Vice President of Council, Tom Lyon.
Yeah, thank you, Council President. Condolences to the McCurdy family. That is certainly an amazing legacy to service, and we appreciate all his efforts serving this township. That's it.
Great. Thank you. For my remarks, just want to echo my colleagues and condolences to McCurdy's family. And, I think someone said the fire department, is all volunteer fire department. I think they have 2 employees, right, that are full-time. The rest of them are all volunteers. So that's a testament to them each and every day working to keep us all safe. So we appreciate them, all the hard work they do. Quick announcement, the night out is fast approaching. That'll be on August 6th. And then next week starts our 2-week free summer camp that we put on. So there's information on our website about that if you want to register and attend. Final thought is our July 23rd meeting. We will not be having a July 23rd meeting. The good thing about the summer is summer hours are here and less things happen around here just because of the amount of government tends to slow down and things tend to slow down. So there's no reason to pay all of our staff to drive out to a meeting where there's nothing to get done. So we routinely cancel meetings that aren't going to be productive. So in that regard, that meeting will be off. We are not going to pull that down from the newspaper and officially cancel it, right, Joe? Because if we have to renotice it, it costs money. So the meeting will still be on the docket, but in the event we need it, but the plan is not to move forward with that.
That's correct.
Great, and that will likely happen as well in August if the agenda there's not enough stuff, we're not going to have it. All right, and that's a routine thing we've been doing for many, many years. All right, so that's all I have. Now, at this time, we'll entertain a motion to open the floor to public comment.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Our floor is open to public comment. If you wish to speak, please raise your hand. You will be recognized. You got 5 minutes of time. All remarks are part of the record and cannot be redacted or retracted. Miss? You just got to come up to the podium here. Sorry, I didn't say that. But come up to the podium and just state your name and address for the record.
Good evening, my name is Nancy Evans, I live at 044 Street. I
Hello.
am retired law enforcement in the state of California. Moved back here several years ago with my family here.
Great.
And I found out that there is a, what you call a Del Rand night now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be down at that park, whatever you call that park. I don't know yet. But I was wondering who's allowed to set up a booth or a tent.
Yeah, if you reach out to us, you can reach out to Colin or myself, and we'll talk to you. The main key is that you have to be able to provide some sort of entertainment value to the event. It's a long story, but it goes back to the Del Rand Day. I'm sure the mayor was heavily involved back then in that. It got to the point, and I always joke, God bless our business folks, but the Del Rand Day sort of fell apart because, 7-year-olds and kids and teens don't want to go walk around a track and get, pamphlets about checking accounts or life insurance, right? So everyone's welcome to come, business and local organizations, but you have to bring some sort of entertainment value. You just can't show up with a table and give out pencils, right? You have to have something there that adds some value, something that keeps people around. So that's all that we do, is just make sure you're not showing up with a bunch of pamphlets and flyers to sell car insurance or something. You can't give out food though, because there's, situations with that, but there's a host of things we can confer with you on. There's plenty of things you can do. Some people are doing face painting, some people do tattoos, some people do games, there's a host of things people can do, but the more the merrier, as long as you help make the event a special event. You can speak to me afterwards, or if you go on our website, there's a page and there's a form you can submit. I would probably recommend the form just because it's easier. It goes to me, Melissa, and Colin, and then we can divvy it out and we'll get in touch with you.
Okay, the Lake Lonnie cleanup, that's for cleaning up and putting in picnic benches and all that.
Yeah, Lynn may be able to
Uh,
articulate.
Yeah, the green team is already prepared, with the VFW prepared a picnic area, they just, cleaned it out, et cetera. The benches we have no benches or anything yet, but they're working on that. Lake Lonnie was, used to be an actual swimming area where they had beaches and all that. And it grew up over the years, so now the trails are being opened up, and open up space where people can sit and have picnics. So it's a beginning, we've been at it about a year and a half, and making a lot of progress, I think.
And I have a next door neighbor, she walks her dog around there and she says she's always coming up on a bunch of trash
Mm-hmm.
in the back of that area.
Yeah.
My sister who has stayed here. We were kids, which I don't remember. Maybe it was Harvard, but they used to go swimming over there. And I used to go swimming.
We've done a lot of cleanups, and the last time we were there, we got 15 huge bags of trash.
Oh, wow.
So that's why we do cleanups on a regular basis as well.
Is there any kind of patrol around there to keep people from?
No, not really. We hope residents will respect it, and our police department, of course, passes through, but we don't station anybody there.
All right, thank you guys very much.
Okay, thank you. Oh, my back is
Hi, Mary Janice, 189
Hello.
West River Drive. I have a question. Big lights like on our street on West River Drive, I think it was it's been months ago, in a big storm. I think he lives 4 doors down from me, that street light, the street light is gone now. I don't know, is that a PSE&G? I know.
Yeah, you
PSE&G
can-
is responsible for that.
I mean, we'll take a note. You could reach out to us. Every light pole has a number on it. If you just send us the
I don't know
number.
the light pole is gone. And
Oh, they fell down.
there's one in front of my house, which I love, you know.
Yeah, I know where you're at, yeah.
I feel like a little vehicle with that street light, but whenever I come down my street at night when it's dark, it's really dark, like our street is really dark, and it seems like there's, lights out maybe on Howard, like,
We'll take a look.
Yeah, do you know what address on the street it might be near? What number?
I'm 189, so 191 might be probably like 195.
195.
195 Westover Drive.
And it's not there, the pole,
I don't know who picked that up.
yeah, it depends, the fire department, I've dealt with this issue at another, it takes a while, if the whole thing's gone, it takes a little bit of time, we have to keep following up, but,
Exactly, because it was like a piece of
Yeah.
one, and there was another, I think there was light missing on Harry Road, near, like, not far from, maybe like 8, near 834 Perry Road, and I think there's a street light there, it's like I've just been noticing, I can't
Yeah.
remember the exact streets, but,
Yeah, if you just-
with the lamppost missing, and it's like really dark, and this is why I love the street light out there, I was coming home Saturday night from my sister's house, she had a gathering for the holiday, and it was 1 o'clock in the morning, and I was coming down Perry Road, and there were these 2 kids, they were like teenagers, and they were definitely up to no good. And they were carrying like some big street sign and cones and, you know what I mean? And you could just tell they were just, maybe they were just being idiot teenagers, but they were definitely up to no good, you know? Why would you walk around that at 1 o'clock in the morning? Like, where are you going with this stuff?
Mhm.
You know, so that even made more concern me in my head, because our street is like, very dark until you get to my house, because like I said, we have street.
Yeah, we'll take care of that. There's also, PCNG also has like an interactive map on their website that can show you if they know about it or not and when the status is. So you can always check that, but you could just email us and we have a contact and we just send it over and it gets put on the list.
I could just go on the website and email it.
You can email, you can go drive around town and spot them and then send emails. That's what I do. I send them all the time, so.
Because it's like,
Yep.
like my street in particular, so.
Yeah, absolutely. If you see
You
it,
guys will notice I know there's one missing on
Yep.
West River Drive.
absolutely.
The other thing, I wasn't aware of this, but I just got the bill, we had to have a new air conditioner put in, of course, it goes on that heat wave, the week that we had that heat wave, that's when,
Yeah.
we were waiting to, we were like on their schedule. And they had to get a permit for the air conditioner, why, I need a permit for the air conditioner, I can see it dry, and so we had to reimburse, and the permit was, for the air conditioner was $142.
I've deferred. Is there electrical?
I mean, like I said, it's much more,
Yeah,
is that why?
yeah. It has to be, someone has to inspect it and then that's why, so.
But it's, my question to that was, could we have to reimburse that? I mean, they just.
Yeah.
The cost and the fees to file with the township, but, they did note that about scheduling an inspection, is that something I have to do? I have to call the county and have an
Yep.
inspection done?
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
You do, because otherwise, when the day comes and you sell the house, and the new buyer comes in, somebody's gonna, it's gonna be an open permit.
Right.
And, somebody's gonna have to pay for it.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
but believe me, I've worked for.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm really good at keeping records, though. I mean, I
Good.
keep all of that stuff, so. I still need to get the inspection.
As soon as you can, yes, you should.
All right, thank you, that is exactly.
Great, good.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
If I could just say, so if ever there's a pole missing, just kind of jot down the address where it used to be. If the light is out, every pole has, I used to do when I was walking the dog. I used to just take a picture of the tag number. It's typically, 4-digit number or thereabouts. And you can contact us through the website or email, and we'll report it over to PSC&G.
Okay. People probably don't really do that. so,
You're right.
Is there any other public comments? Seeing none, I'll ask for motion to close the floor.
So moved.
All in favor? Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. Our floor is now closed. The public comment. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor? Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.